Saints tied it up on a goal by Joe Sullivan. But here we are, the Engineers and Bobcats. Quinnipiac in their road blues with the gold or yellow striping. Engineers in their new home whites with the red shoulders, red and black stripes on the sleeves, red and black stripes on the socks. Red helmets, Chase Perry net for RPI, and it will be Keith Petrozelli, a freshman from Wilbraham, Mass. 1-1 record, 907 save percentage, 338 goals against. The Detroit Red Wings draft choice, playing against another Detroit Red Wings draft pick in Chase Perry, and we are underway here in period number 1. RPI and Quinnipiac. Loose puck in the RPI zone, glove down over there, and worked to the low dot, poked away from the stick of Craig Martin, and the Engineers will skate it to center. Flipped in off the wall by Emil Orval. Stopped up there by Fortunato, former BU Terrier. It's gloved down by Martin, and the Bobcats are offside as it was gloved across the line from neutral ice, and both teams will get changes here. Just 29 seconds in. RPI and Quinnipiac from the Houston Fieldhouse. Engineers host Princeton tomorrow. Tigers are currently in Schenectady. As we get a whistle here, and we'll do the face-off again. Face-off in the Quinnipiac zone. Troy York in to take it for the Engineers, freshman from Plano, Texas. He was Rookie of the Week in the ECAC hockey a couple weeks ago after putting up a 3-point week, included a couple of points against RIT. Bobcats look to break to center, moving into the zone. It'll be swept aside. Taking a crack at it there was Chuksta, and it'll be out of play here. Carlos Chuksta, Latvian native, has 4 points already from the blue line. You see him jump into the attack there. Something that you expect from him. He's only a sophomore, but the San Jose Sharks pick has shown himself to be a nuisance here last year in this against the Engineers when Quinnipiac swept RPI. Here's a shot from the top of the circle. Easy glove save for Chase Perry, and he will hold on to it there. We'll draw it up again. Perry, numbers are better than his record. 282 goals against, 917 save percentage, an 0-4-2 record on the year in 6 starts. This is his 7th. He was pulled early from the Clarkson game when he gave up 2 goals on 8 shots in the opening 7-14. Matt Harris from behind his own goal finds the captain, Jared Wilson, who fires it all the way down the ice. Engineers will catch a break if it's on goal. It's not. It will be icing here on RPI. As we have 1:03 into the first period. No score. Face-off coming up in the RPI end. Worked back to the point. Quick shot by Prisky is blocked, and here comes Max Reisinger into the zone, makes a move. Good help defensively from Rafferty. As a puck is loose in front, clipped towards the point, and now Rafferty to center, cross ice feed, picked up by Tufto, and he does keep it in the zone, in deep. First one to it will be McMaster trying to center, out in front, a move and a goal. Dangling his way in front was Landon Smith, the senior, and he picks up his 2nd goal of the year, and it's 1-0 Quinnipiac. 1:32 in, it was a pass in front. Engineers nearly broke it up, and from a chance the other way for Reisinger, turns into a goal for Quinnipiac. It's 1-0 Bobcats. As I mentioned, 2nd goal of the year for Landon Smith from Greenwood Village, Colorado. And an early 1-0 Bobcats advantage. Perry can't slow this one down on the dump in. Fed wide of goal. Poked to the corner. Engineers did not have a good start against Clarkson. Of course, when you lose 6-0, you probably didn't. But they did have a good start against St. Lawrence, and they were unlucky in that game to give up the first goal after generating some early chances in the first period. But it was a good play. Give credit to Odin Tufko, the freshman from Chaska, Minnesota. He kept the puck in at the blue line for Quinnipiac that allowed them to have a numbers up situation down low. McMaster finding Smith for the goal. There's a shot from the point, mostly Fandon, still loose in the slot area. still loose there and finally knocked away. It'll be picked up here by Billy Jerry and chopped to center. Chuksta near side looking for McKernan, and he'll just dump it in on goal. Fed away by Perry. Another centering pass out in front to the circle now. Chuksta, a shot that's blocked by Richards. Now kicked out of the middle of the ice. Spinning towards the point. It'll be kept in there by McKernan. Kevin McKernan up the wall. Nice feed from Martin. Back to McKernan at the point. All Quinnipiac early on. Chuksta. He'll just flip it up the boards. Knocked down there. And not out of the zone. McKernan to the near side. That'll leave the zone. And the Bobcats will reset at neutral ice. RPI trying to get a partial change. McKernan quickly back into the zone. Penalty coming up here. So to go on RPI, it's going to be a hooking. Off the ice goes the goaltender, but won't matter much as RPI will touch up here. As we'll get our first penalty of the game. It's going to be a hook, I believe. Oh, a slash. And on who is the question? I didn't catch the number. Billy Jerry's going off for slashing here. Jerry for slashing with just about 3 minutes into the first period. And a shorthanded break out to center. And now a puck flipped towards goal. It'll be covered up here by Petrozelli. And we get a stoppage. Defensive zone draw win for Quinnipiac. It'll be Rafferty stick handling to center. 1-0 Bobcats early on here, and they go on the power play for the first time. 10% on the year. There's a shot and a goal right through the wickets of Perry. And it's a power play goal for, I believe, Scott Davidson. Beg your pardon? Not Davidson at all. That was Chase Prisky, the junior captain from Pembroke Pines, Florida. It's a power play goal. And a 2-0 Quinnipiac lead, just 3:23 in. Didn't get a chance to tell you the RPI PK was at 79.5% entering play. Gave up a couple of power play goals on each night. Last night up in the North Country. Something that Coach Smith has harped upon as being one of the things he wants to do, be the best at, is penalty kill. So RPI still needing some work there as they give up the early goal, although that one just leaked through Perry. Now Orval, that's Emil off a skate in deep. It'll be knocked down there and covered up by the goaltender, Petrozelli. So Prisky with the goal. His third of the season to make it 2-0 Bobcats. And we get a face-off in the Quinnipiac zone here. Here's Tierney's in the corner. Poked behind the goal. Swatted at. Todd Burgess going to get there first for RPI. Right back down low for Evan Tierney's. 4 goals and 3 assists on the year for Tierney's. As he tried to hand it off there for the defenseman. It'll be fed back the other way. Here comes Aldsworth into the zone with speed. Good stick by Tierney. They're going to get him for a penalty here. Looked like a good defensive play. Off goes the netminder. We have a delayed penalty on RPI. Controlled now by Shiplow. Luke Shiplow, the junior from Oakville, Ontario, working it ahead. Now a touch from RPI, and we get a whistle. Now we get Tierney's going off for a slash. 15-21. on the clock, first period. Flipped up the wall, and it will be stopped there by Petrozelli. Rafferty, stick handling through the neutral zone, will drop it back. Very short power play the first time around. Bobcats scoring 24 seconds in. Rafferty across, that one goes right through Martin, out to center. Quinnipiac will reset there, it's Rafferty again. Little over 5 into the first period, already 2-0 Bobcats. Even strength goal from Landon Smith, his second, and a power play goal from Chase Prisky, his third. Tough toe in, looking to center, good stick that time by Wilson to break up the pass. Back to the point, kept in Rafferty. Up the boards from Martin. Martin off the end wall. Playing it back, here's Prisky. Down low, centering, broken up nicely by York. Can he clear the zone? No, kept in Rafferty. Prisky, down low again, a save by Perry on the right pad. Prisky again, stick handling and a whistle. And a man in the crease. We'll move the face-off outside the zone. 14-11 to play. Shots are 4-1 Bobcats. They've scored on 2 of them. And a defensive zone face-off win. Fortunato. He'll drop it back here. Into the zone come the Bobcats once more. Whalen. Try to return feed that time from Vergelli. And now Fortunato. Down low. It's Whalen. Or Fortunato rather. Handing it off along the goal line. Slap shot. Half fanned on. Broken up off a skate to center. That was Vergelli with the opportunity. Penalty about to expire. 6 seconds left. Good poke check. 4. Centering pass all the way across. Fortunato waiting. Back to the far side. A shot off the post. And cleared out by the Engineers. There's a great chance right after the penalty had expired. Shot hit the post. And now a 2-on-1 chance down low, and a good back check there from Billy Jerry to break things up. Bobcats still on the prowl. Centering pass out in front. Where's the puck? It's not in. Good save by Perry. As Smith had a crack at it, now stick handling with it is Matt Harris. Worked out for Owen Stout, the freshman. He shoots into the bench. We get a stoppage in play.
Fans, don't forget, sign up at the 72 sales table by section 21 for a Hill Chance to participate in the 72 money machine.
Face-off coming up in the neutral zone. 12:36 to go, first period. 2-0 Bobcats. Chuksta around behind. McNernan. Cross-ice feed through everybody. Twisting and turning over there is Nick Germain. Now a pass thrown in front from behind the net. It'll be covered up by Perry. And we get a whistle. There's Kevin Dwayne leaking out there for the shot. Face off to the left of Chase Perry. His fans still filing in here to the Houston Fieldhouse. Puck in the circle. Comes back to Prisky. Too far for Aldsworth. But the Bobcats get on it again. Wraparound try out in front. And another shot that was blocked by the defense. Loose to the side of the cage. And Engineers just fighting things off for Victor Liljegren, trying to work his way out of the zone. He takes a hit. It's kept in by Prisky. Now far side. Stick handling there was Rafferty. Rafferty down low. Behind for Davidson. He's wrapped up there by Harris. Wilson over to help out as well. Davidson. junior from Trail, BC. Still doing battle with Whiffen over there. Trying to clear it out far side. Liljegren has a chance to clear and does up the wall. RPI fans just excited to see the Engineers clear the zone there. Bouncing puck at center, knocked down by Polino. Tried to stick handle through the legs of Martin. It was broken up. Here's Emil Orval, no, tipped on goal. Good blocker save. I don't know if the tip actually came, but Perry made the stop. Riley up the wall. Polino trying to slap it into the zone. Fed across, nearly picked off there by Orval. He might have had a chance to break the other way. Will Riley stick handling through the neutral zone. Kicked at. He'll chase it down in his own end. This is the first time, mind you, RPI has worn these whites. They didn't wear them in their first home game. That was blackout on Saturday back against Union. So this is the first time fans have to see this new sweaters the Engineers are wearing. Emil Orval digging for it along the boards. Good connection to Polino, lobbing ahead. Engineers trying to turn the tide here in this first period as we approach the halfway point in it. Shots are 8-1 Bobcats. A near turnover there, and then puck shot all the way down. This will be icing on Quinnipiac. So good spell here for RPI. Game didn't start how they wanted to, but still plenty of time to go. 50 minutes or so. 50 minutes and 2 seconds to be exact. I'm sure there's an engineer or two out there that would point that out to me if I didn't say so. Picked up Burgess for a second. Back to the point. Some room for Grant. A shot that's blocked. And can't clear the zone. Burgess. Near side. Smith. Threw it off a skate. And now Stout picks off a pass. He throws it through everybody. Kept in by Prapavesis. Only for a moment as it's cleared out to center. Reisinger keeps it in. Shot around near side. Reisinger picks it off to Tyrannese. Back to the point. Wilson down low. Tipped high off the glass. Trying to glove it down was Reisinger. Now we get a hand pass. It'll send the face-off outside the zone. And we get a stoppage here to clean some ice. 2-0 Bobcats early on. Down in Princeton, New Jersey, it's 2-0 RPI women's hockey after 2 periods. As we will clean some ice here, we'll take a look at what's going on in ECAC hockey on the men's side. Obviously some games underway. Clarkson leads Brown 2-1 early, midway through the first period. Colgate on top of Harvard in Hamilton 1-0. They're midway through the first as well. All these games midway through the first period. Dartmouth and Cornell are scoreless. Princeton 1-0 at Union, and St. Lawrence and Yale are scoreless in the Yale Whale. Face-off neutral zone. And getting tossed from the dot there was Bo Pieper, the senior from Roseville, Minnesota. Well, maybe not. He was just told to take a quick breather. He's back in there, and the draw eventually pops into the RPI bench. We'll have a stoppage. Wilson, wide of goal from center. And now Wilson again. Liljegren to the point. Harris trying to make a move on Martin and ends up losing the puck there. It'll be just lobbed out to center. Jared Wilson back on it. senior captain from Calgary, Alberta. Tapped into the zone by Whiffen. Back to picking up Fortunato for the Bobcats. Quinnipiac 0-2 in the league. A little bit of a surprise, 3-3-1 overall. Although that made the oh-so-tough Central New York road trip there last time out. Lost to Cornell and Colgate. I guess the more surprising one was the Colgate loss, although the Raiders are playing much better hockey this year than they were last. Fed through everybody to the near corner. Taking a hit over there was Manley, and get some help to center from Riley. Shot back in by the Bobcats. Stopped there by Perry, tried to feed it up the near boards, and now Orval. Here's Emil Orval to center ice. Good connection there. Polino in. Drop pass Hayhurst. Hayhurst on the move. Hayhurst walking in. Polino a jam try. No. I'm not even sure they got the shot away, but it was good. It looked good. Kept in along the wall by Riley. Now Polino. Looking to get Patrick Polino going offensively this year. Has a man in the back towards Riley. Riley walking in. He scores! Stays hot with his 5th goal of the year, his 3rd in 2 games, and the Engineers are on the board. He snuck out and nobody picked him up. Paulino found him for his first point of the season. And RPI pulls within 2-1, 7:26 to go in the first period. Center ice draw. Shot in by Quinnipiac. And now picked up by Prapavesis. Fed off the near boards and all the way down. Will this be icing? Depends on who gets there first. No, they wave it off. Cross ice feed and a good one. Burgess to center. He gets hooked. Penalty coming up on the Bobcats. As RPI will go in his first power play. Engineers on the season 16.7%, 6 for 36. The Quinnipiac kill. Like we saw with St. Lawrence, not a good penalty kill for Quinnipiac early on this year. 19 for 26. That's 73.1%. So St. Lawrence in the mid-70s as well, and RPI was able to take advantage. But here's Will Riley at the point, finding Prapavesis. RPI trying to tie things up here. Prapavesis across. Reisinger back to Prapavesis from Riley. Riley still up high. This is how he scored 2 goals against St. Lawrence from this center blue line position. Here he'll wrist one on goal. Good glove save that time from Petrozelli. It'll turn into the 3rd shot of the game for the Engineers. Minute 38 to go in the power play. 6:31 left in the first period. RPI has pulled one back. It's 2-1 Quinnipiac. Back to the point now. Riley some room. Feeding it down low. A jam try and a save by Petrozelli. That was Hayhurst on the doorstep. And he was denied. Petrozelli covered up that post well. Stands tall at 6'5", 185 pounds. Former Muskegon Lumberjack is Petrozelli. Andrew Shortridge, who the Engineers saw last year, a sophomore from Anchorage, Alaska. He's played in 5 games this year for Quinnipiac. And Petrozelli, the other 2. Here's Emil Orval, indirect to the point. Settling down a rolling puck there was Riley. Prapavesis across. Hayhurst, top of the circle. Wrist shot coming. That one stopped there. Hit something on the way through. Prapavesis lost it. And now a chance to break shorthanded. 3-on-1 for Quinnipiac. Chuksta in. Drop pass there. Over the top of the net. That came off the backhander Rafferty. It was a 3-on-1, but 2 of them were defensemen. Now we have a penalty coming up. And this will draw a whistle. It'll be a cross-check. And that'll end the RPI power play.
United States, 2 minutes for cross check. Time of that penalty, 14 minutes, 13 seconds. 12 for the Consular Belgian cross check at 14:13.
Face off in the RPI zone. Shot around for Troy York. Penalty about to expire for the Bobcats. So they'll have a power play in a moment. In fact, there it is. Power play for Quinnipiac. As it's knocked down there and fed out to center ice. Behind the goal. Shot all the way down by the Engineers.
RPI returns to full strength.
3:39 to go in the first period. 2-1 Quinnipiac. Bobcats now 1 for 3 on the power play. Behind the goal, McMaster. Fed across. Here's a wrister. That one's stopped by Perry. Deflected behind the goal. And now Harris. 5-on-5 hockey with a little over 3 to go in the first period. And now a penalty coming up. It's going to go on Jerry. Bobcats walking in. Maybe a wraparound try. Still loose. And we're going to have another penalty coming up here on RPI. It's going to be a slash. And it'll go on Jerry again. This is the second time Billy Jerry's been called for slashing tonight.
That's a penalty to number 20, Billy Jerry. Receives 2 minutes for slashing.
Fourth power play for St. Lawrence.
9 seconds. 20 RPI Jerry on the slash at 17:09.
Working it down low. Up the boards now. Here's Martin. Across. Wrist shot coming from Prisky. A save by Perry. Rebound cleared by Reisinger all the way down. RPI will change half of its penalty killers here as it's stopped up by Petrozelli. Quinnipiac's power play getting some work here in this first period. They've scored 1 time. This is their 4th try. One of those abbreviated, the 3rd. Now Prisky into the RPI end. Fired back across to Rafferty from Prapavesis, and it'll force the Bobcats to start over again. It'll be a little over a minute left. A little under a minute left, excuse me, in the period. If the Engineers can kill this off, well, they'll be back to 5-on-5. Here's Rafferty for the remainder of the first, that is. Here's Martin now. Down low, looking for the redirect. Turned behind the net by Pieper. Fed down low, centering pass right out in front. Saved by Perry, fought it off. All the way back to the point it goes for Rafferty. Across, a one-timer saved by Perry. Off the base of the net, it caroms around. And it'll be worked across again. Shot and a goal. Martin on the power play. And it's 3-1 on power play goal for the Bobcats. Number of saves there for Chase Perry, but he couldn't keep that one out. He was sprawled out a bit. It's a power play goal for Craig Martin. For Martin, that is his second on the season. As we have a center ice draw here. One back by the Bobcats. Fed up the wall. Prapaves is trying to get there. And now picked up by Polino. Turned back again. Whalen, a tight angle shot saved by Perry. Picks it up again, trying to center. Flip behind the goal. 1 minute to go in the first. Whalen across, one-timer save by Perry. Now that one fed wide and then picked up by Orval. He'll move it to center ice. Shot coming wide of the goal from Paulino. And now Wilson will keep it in. Bouncing puck and corralled by Paulino there. Fed in wide of goal. Fortunato. Or, excuse me, that was for Jelly. 14 to go in the period. And now moved out to center by Dwayne. Kevin Dwayne dumping in. First one to it over there is Forchuk. He was wrapped up by Wilson. Gets free. McKernan shot at the buzzer, goes wide, and that will do it for the first period. Your score after one is Quinnipiac 3 and RPI 1.
to the west end near the engineer's supply area, where we're setting up Step Q money machine for the Step Q money grab. Tonight's contestant is Lindsay Fontaine. She will have 60 seconds to grab as much money as she can while it's flying around inside the Step Q money machine. That's part of it. She gets to keep whatever she can hold on to. Step Q will match that amount and donate it to the local charity. Okay, you ready?
Charitable work at National Grid Foundation.
Yeah, so the National Grid Foundation was actually started by one of our predecessor companies, Keyspan. It was originally known as the Keyspan Foundation, and what's exciting is next year will be our 20th year. So we've been doing the philanthropic game for about 20 years now.
Wonderful. This is our 4th annual event, and probably I think the first and only hockey college, university. How exciting is that?
Yes, this is our only hockey program. We do a similar thing, shoot hoops for the stars with some of the basketball schools, but this is a fun and exciting atmosphere, and what a great turnout, a lot of energy in the building today.
And Ed, what do you think are the benefits of supporting improved academic performance and behavior of schooling?
Well, you know what? It was if you just look at the kids we met earlier today, the little girl that dropped the puck, they were so excited to come here and be part of the festivities. This gives them something to aspire to, and with an engineering school, we need plenty of engineers, so hopefully they'll all be future students.
Absolutely. And can you tell us a little bit about the Rising Star Awards towards the end of the season that you guys?
Yeah, so the Rising Star, so we get a lot of participation at all the schools, which is great. But we wanted to take it up another level. So the Rising Star gives us an opportunity at each grade level to really focus on a kid that makes a meaningful difference in that year, and we get to highlight them at the end of the season. So I'll be back for that, and I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Ed, and enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you. This is great.
Everyone, Ed White, Executive Director from the National Grid Foundation, and back to you.
This is great.
Way proud to support RPI athletics. Head downtown after the game and check out the pub kitchen at Ryan's Way. RPI Hockey would like to thank the following sponsors: GE, Moe's, Sefcu, Stevie PHP, Boucher and Clark Financial Group, Market 32 by Prescott, Yankee Trails, Red Front Pizza, Tri-City Rentals, Dunkin' Donuts, Toyota, Greenman Peterson Inc., CDTA, Ben & Jerry's, Warren W. Payne, Boucher and Clark Benefits, Wicked Smart, Gatherers Granola, Fry Hogs, Howard Hanna Realty, and Tri-City Valley Cats are proud sponsors of RPI Hockey.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Nearing the start of period number 2, RPI and Quinnipiac, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. Apologize for the technical difficulties, but we are here, Engineers and Bobcats. Before we get started with the period, I'd like to thank the Rensselaer Union, which provides the funding for WRPI and the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. A reminder, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org. You can pick up our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so long as WRPI is broadcasting. We'll provide that broadcast on our internet feed. Once again, that's WRPI.org. It is 3-1 Quinnipiac. Shots in the first period, 17-4 in favor of the Bobcats. Quinnipiac was also 2 for 4 on the power play. Engineers 0 for 1. RPI goal came from Will Riley, his team leading 5th of the year. Paulino into the zone, across. Shot coming in, a save there. And turned back the other way by Quinnipiac. Fanning on it was Whalen. He goes down, picked up Prapavesis. Kicked at by Martin. Played to the near point and out of the zone. Engineers will have a chance to regroup. This is picked up by Fortunato. Fed back into the RPI zone. We get a whistle. And an icing will send the face-off all the way down. Emil Orval with the first shot of period number 2. Engineers have some work to do, however. Face-off one across to Whalen. Alex Whalen, a sophomore from Ramsey, New Jersey, will shoot it in. Perry has to make a save from center ice. And now Burgess, fed back in wide of goal. Now Burgess again. Across and rung in by the Engineers. Jerry trying to center it out in front. Karam's all the way back to the blue line. Nice keep by Wilson, finding a man in front. A shot and a glove save. Oh, and Stout was denied. Burgess trying to drop it back. And now a chance for the Bobcats to clear. To center with speed, McMaster into the zone. McMaster on his way in, shot and a save. And he was upended. And a faceoff's going to come outside the zone. Big time speed there from Tanner McMaster as he flew into the zone. And his speed is what ultimately did him in, it appears, as no penalty coming here. He went down on his own accord. Draw coming at center ice. This is a good look at the wide open play Owen Stout had. Of course, you can't see it if you're listening here on WRPI, but the folks watching in the simulcast can. Will Riley across. Shot back in by Quinnipiac. Chase Perry stops it behind his own goal. Tip to the near corner. RPI zone. Davidson trying to work it down low. Whiffen leaning on his man. That was Shiplow. RPI to center. Victor Liljegren, the senior from Stockholm, Sweden, dumps it in. Wrapping it around to the near side. Kept in at the blue line by Charlie Manley, the sophomore from Orchard Park, New York, near Buffalo. Bobcats in their dark blue road uniforms. As it's a nice feed in front. Good poke check, though, by Manley. Kept in by Quinnipiac. Prisky finding Allsworth there. Now a loose puck in front of the RPI net. He's eventually fed wide of goal. Now Whiffen will clear it out to the near side. Helped on further by Troy York to center. Past Liljegren all the way down. And this is icing on RPI. 4 goals in that first period. 3 for the Bobcats, 1 for RPI. That's where we stand as the icing call will send the faceoff all the way down to the RPI end. Shots are 19-6 Quinnipiac. Faceoff in the RPI zone. York, he gets tossed from the dot. Whiffen will take it. He's the best faceoff man for RPI at close to 47.5%. I was getting there. York trying to clear it out, kept in Fortunato. Hit a skate on its way down low. Wrapped up down there is the sizable Kevin Duane. Now a wrister deflected wide. That one hit off of Grant. Now Tommy Grant on it, stick handling dangerously close to his net on the near side. He'll eventually flip it to center past York. Helped on further by Liljegren trying to stick handle in. He's hooked and a penalty coming up. Unnecessarily, it was a 1-on-3 and Liljegren was almost falling down before he was impeded. But it will be a power play for RPI with 16:56 to play. Getting an explanation here is the man going to the box. That being Nick Germain. the sophomore from Norwalk, Connecticut. Power play number 3 for RPI, although I may be wrong. Second power play for the Engineers. First one was cut short when they took a penalty of their own. But a power play here for the Engineers as they start out from their own zone. Jerry tips it in deep. Bottled up behind the net, trying to navigate some skates there was McKernan, and he's able to do so and clear it down. Played by Riley. Riley across, Prapavesis will wrap it in. Second period, not 4 minutes old. Hayhurst digs it out of a pile. Back to the point for Riley. Has the lone RPI goal tonight. Now Prapavesis moving in far side. He's wrapped up, picked up by Orval. Off the wall. Here's Will Riley holding. Minute 7 to go on the RPI power play. Wrist shot coming. Pad save made. And it's cleared away by Rafferty all the way down the ice. Big left pad stop there from Petrozelli. Denying the Engineers of that power play chance. Here's Owen Stout. Drop pass there. Harris will fire it in. It was Emil Orval there with the chance. As it'll be carried on by Wilson for the Engineers. He'll shoot it in. Out of the zone, chasing it down at center is Wilson. He takes a look at the scoreboard. 13 to go on the power play. Up the boards. Poked on further by Burgess. Todd Burgess, the Phoenix, Arizona native for Polino. Swept back to the point. Penalty about to expire. Wilson up the wall. Polino runs past him. Does battle with Dwayne. And the penalty's over. RPI 0 for 2 on the power play. And a chance to break 3 on 2. Jermaine out of the box. Near side Dwayne. Wrist shot blocked by Wilson. And now Burgess. Stick handling to center. Will just make a cross-ice stump in. Knocked out of the air by the goalie stick of Petrozelli. And now carried into the zone. Rafferty on the move. Poked at by Grant. Now fed towards the side of the cage for Whalen. That was broken up as well. Down low, Jermaine. Shot coming. That one's blocked. Picked up by Martin. Has a man at the point. Nice saucer pass. And a wrister that went wide from the point by Fergelli. Prapavesis has his man tied up in the corner. Dropping it back. Prapavesis swept it further out of danger. A cross-ice feed through everybody out to center. Fergelli twisting and turning away from John Richards, and the Bobcats are offside. Whalen looked like he might have gotten back in an onside position, but the linesman on the far side says not the case. If you're just joining us, the officials are Tori Carasimo and Kyle Allen, the linesman Michael Emanation and Matt Wild. 3-1 Quinnipiac. You're listening to RPI Hockey on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. Peerless Garris here at the Houston Fieldhouse. Shot from center ice from Kevin McKernan, the senior from Millbury, Mass. Is held onto by Chase Perry. That'll get a whistle and a face-off in the zone. Shots 20-7 Bobcats. Will Riley behind the goal. Whiffin takes a hit. And now played back behind by Manley. Knocked down there. Shoveled forward by Riley. Engineers swatted in. That was Liljegren. Doing a little dance behind the net was Petrozelli. Finds a teammate, however, and a good outlet pass here. Davidson in. Thrown in front. Saved by Perry. Gloved that again. And the rebound looked like Landon Smith had a crack at it, but it was in the air. Not an easy play. That one hit the linesman on the far side, breaking up the RPI advance of the puck. And now a shot in far side for York. On for Liljegren, and that's just out of his reach. The left-hand shot had a tough time on his backhand there on the pass from York. Fed up into the RPI zone, picked up by Wilson. Played around behind the goal. Harris spins around in the near corner, back for Wilson, now to the far side, good indirect for Paulino. RPI trying to break here. Emil Orval in, stops there. Paulino, a backdoor feed, loose in front, they score! Jacob Hayers would not be denied on the doorstep, and it's 3-2. The sophomore from Mississauga, Ontario, with his 4th goal of the year, and the Engineers make it a 1-goal game. Orval throwing it at the net, make it Paulino. So it'll be Hayhurst from Paulino and Orval. And that line that was had some success, against RIT. Although that time did not include Paulino. Now it does. He's in there for his 2nd point of the night, and after no points in his first 8 games of the year, Paulino has a couple helpers tonight. That has to feel good, and the Engineers are back to within a goal. Even strength tally for Hayhurst. And it's a 1-goal game with 12:15 to go in the second. Stick handling at center is Pieper. Far side, Martin poked at by Prapavesis. Some room here. Frigelli, a shot that hammers wide off the end wall. Good break up by Pieper. Down low, centering pass through some skates. Picked up by Frigelli again. Deflected wide by Davidson at the front of the net. And out to the near side, Burgess. Lobbing it high in the air. To center, Stout trying to jump on it. But it's turned back the other way by Frigelli. Now a shot and a save by Perry. Reisinger here. Turned back around by the Bobcats and swept into the zone. Prisky doing the dumping there. Rafferty on his backhand ahead for Davidson. Stolen away by Tyrannese. Evan Tyrannese for Prapavesis behind the goal. Shot near side. Nobody there. It'll be turned right back around by Rafferty. Offside are the Bobcats, as stepping across the line early was Aldsworth, the junior from Keller, Texas. And we have a stoppage with 11:06 to go in the second. Engineers have just 9 shots, but 2 of them have gone in. Will Riley, who had 2 against St. Lawrence his last time out, has the opening marker for RPI. And then Jacob Hayhurst, who also scored against the Saints. As the loose puck is in front, swept away by Perry. That puck just kind of hopped there. And now the Bobcats on the move. Hayhurst with his 5th. So York taps it on further to center. Controlled there by Quinnipiac. Battling for the puck as Liljegren finds it there. Centering pass, looking for York. Right back to Liljegren. Wrapper on trying to save. Rebound loose. A shot. It's in the net. Who gets the goal. And we're tied at 3. Not the prettiest goal you'll see, but the Engineers don't care. It ties this one up. And I'm going to get another look at it. That came off the skate of the defender. It's going to be Liljegren's goal. Whiffen was in the area. But Victor Liljegren is going to get this one in the end. RPI and Quinnipiac. Tipped into the zone and a race for the puck. Paulino's going to get there first. He's down low, wrapped up by Germain. Centering pass broken up to the near corner, pinching in Harris. Engineers have been here before, although it took into the 3rd period. It was against Niagara. They were down 3-1. Down 3-0 actually. Now an icing here against the Bobcats, who are reeling a bit in this second frame. 10:08 to play in the second. But RPI has been down before in games, and they've fought their way back. Look at Union as well. Engineers were down 4-1 in the 3rd period against the Dutchmen and came back to within 4-3. Here they've come back to tie after being down by 2. It's going to be Liljegren's goal in the end, his 3rd of the year.
Was scored by
As the Bobcats try to work it up the wall, Prapavessis can't keep it alive. Jumping ahead was Fortunato, but the Engineers fire it right back in. Good sweeping poke check by Stout. Far side pinch, Prapavessis. Back to the point, Jerry waiting, shooting wide from the blue line, and getting a cover here will be Andrew Shortridge, and we get a stoppage in play. As Andrew Shortridge came on after that third goal went in, and so Shortridge on, a good catch. He had to deal with that puck. That's the first. He hasn't seen his shot yet, Shortridge, but he did come into the game. With 9:24 left in the period, or 9:42 into the period, I should say. Draw coming up in a moment as they clear off some of the ice. We'll take a look around ECAC hockey, tell you what's going on the men's side, as well as RPI women, who's a final 2-1 RPI winning. Sabrina Rapace and McKenna Thomas scoring for the Engineers. Shannon Griffin got the Princeton goal, but RPI wins 2-1. Lavisa Solander credited with 46 saves. Nowhere near her career high, which came back in her freshman year against Quinnipiac. I believe it's in the 60s. But still an outstanding night for Solander and the Engineers, who get the road league win. Face off here for the Bobcats in their own zone, and they work it out quickly to the near side. Flipped on out to center, leaping try by Grant. At 6'3", nearly hauled it down, but no, Prapavessis will skate it out of his own end. Fed all the way down ice, we'll have an icing call going against RPI. Quinnipiac has done a great job in the face-off circle tonight. 24 wins to 15 losses. Shots still 22-11 Bobcats, but the Engineers have made theirs pay, or made theirs count, I should say. Scoring 3 times. And that's why we see Shortridge here. Andrew Shortridge, sophomore from Anchorage, Alaska, former Vernon Viper, making his 6th appearance, but his first in relief. Shot coming, that one hit a body in front. Might have been Prapavessis. Engineers trying to clear it out far side. Stick handling it was at Tyranny's. Through some legs, and Whalen will track it down far side of his own zone. To center, broken up by the Engineers. Gathered in again by Rafferty. Twisting and turning away from Tyranny's. Hands it off for Prisky. Prisky wants to skate into the zone. Prisky all the way in. Drop pass there. Intercepted by Tyranny's. Now he wants to go the other way. Tyranny's being pestered by Pieper. He's going to draw a penalty. Make your own tongue twister there. Pieper pestered Tyranny's a bit too much. He's going off for hooking. Or a slash. That's the call tonight. If you have slashing on your bingo card, that's not how bingo works. But if you're a fan of the slashing call, you've seen a good deal of those tonight. Pieper off for slashing here. As the faceoff is won by the Engineers, they are on the power play. Their third of the evening is Wilson couldn't keep it in the zone, but a chance to take their first lead for the Engineers. Here's Polino in, trying to drop it back. Good keep there by Wilson. The man went down. Burgess stick handling his way in, all the way in, Burgess, and he elects to turn it away after he went behind the goal. Ran out of real estate. Now Harris. Across far side, Burgess, back to Wilson, one-timer, and that one hit a leg in front. I don't think it got all the way to Shortridge. Polino trying to wrap it around far side. It's flipped all the way down the ice. They're saying Dwayne got in front of that one. That power play offering from Wilson from the blue line. 8:02 to go in the second. Minute 6 to go on the RPI power play, their third. Into the zone they come, behind the goal. Finally a chance to work it free to Riley. Far side, Prapavessis. Will Riley on that ECAC hockey logo. A drive by Hayhurst from the near side. That one's blocked, and now it's out to center. Martin shorthanded, has 2 Engineers in his way now. He'll drive it right to the net, saved by Perry, but a shorthanded try nonetheless. Not a high percentage shot for Martin, but It'll be sent back the other way by Hayhurst. He's tied up in the zone, kept alive by the Engineers. Orval for Riley. Riley trying to work it down low into the corner. 22 seconds to go on the RPI power play. Hayhurst off the wall. That's broken up to center. Rafferty chasing Hayhurst now. Fed across, broken up by McMaster. Missing a hit over there was McMaster. And RPI may have a chance to break into the zone. Orval for Riley. 5 seconds to go in the power play. Loose at center ice. Orval goes down. Penalty's over. And the Bobcats are back to even. RPI 0 for 3 on the power play. Tipped into the zone by Tyrannese in a race for the puck. RPI trying to end a 14-game winless streak against Quinnipiac tonight. And it looked all the world like they weren't going to early on in the second period, but Engineers will come storming back. Here is Pieper on the move, trying to make a move on Harris, and he tripped him. And a penalty's coming up. Bo Pieper put his stick under the skate of Matt Harris. That's an easy call. The previous one on Pieper, a little more debatable, but the senior really not playing like one here, Bo Pieper, as he heads right back to the box. It'll be a trip this time on Pieper. RPI will now enjoy its 4th power play. Had a couple of shots blocked the previous timeout, but that was just moments ago. Penalties just 3 minutes and 34 seconds apart. Here's Harris. RPI power play starts now. Shot deflected there. Good breakup. Wilson across. Waiting with it is Burgess. Back to Wilson. Shot blocked there. Another try blocked as well. And it's kept in the zone somehow by Wilson on the backhand. Don't know how he's able to do that. Now Burgess. Far side wall. Back to Wilson, who wasn't ready for it. It's out to center ice. Jared Wilson will track it down in his own zone. Shots blocked by Fergelli and Martin. So credit the Bobcats, shorthanded, getting in front of these pucks. That's why RPI only has 11 shots on goal for the most part, as Quinnipiac has done some good job blocking. Now in comes Orval. His shot was blocked there by Chuksta. And again a clear from Quinnipiac. Engineers have turned the tide, the momentum in their favor. But if Quinnipiac can kill off these back-to-back calls on Pieper, they can harness it right back for themselves. As it's Fortunato behind the goal, trying to clear it out, knocked down by the Engineers. Prapavesis, Riley with some room. Hayhurst, top of the near circle, caught it on his backhand. He'll settle things down. Orval, goal line extended. That one ramped up a stick and will be kept in by Riley. Off the end wall, Prapavesis down low for Liljegren. Trying to help it on further for Emil Orval. And now Hayhurst, holding down low. Pass was broken up by Fortunato, but staying on the puck is Emil Orval. Emil Orval for Liljegren, 21 seconds to go on the power play. Hayhurst, some room, walking in, fakes a shot, takes a shot, it hit Orval. Was headed wide anyway, it appeared, as the Bobcats do finally clear and get a much needed change of their penalty killers. Will Riley turning things back the other direction, the sophomore from Toronto with his team leading 5th goal of the year tonight. It was the first RPI goal, at the time making it a 2-1 deficit, but the Engineers, as I mentioned, have come back to tie this one at 3. 4:14 to go, penalties over. Engineers again without a shot on goal in the power play, despite plenty of offensive zone time. As Reisinger tries to dig for it along the near side boards. Pieper out of the corner with it, hands it off for Whalen. Whalen, a centering pass, saved by Perry on the right at the far post there. And now stick handling in front was Whalen. He gets stood up by Wilson, and the fans enjoy that one. Maybe a 3-on-2. John Richards in, pulls up in the circle. Richards couldn't get the shot away. He goes down, and the Bobcats skate the other way. 3:40 left in the second in a 3-3 game. Chuksta in, saved by Perry on the left pad. Wraps around to the near side. John Richards, a bandy swipe at it, kept in by McKernan. Shooting it wide, looking for the redirect from Tufto. Far side, tied up there. That was Rafferty, and the Engineers try to break to center. Too far out in front of Richards. Will go off on a change. Quickly back the other direction, it's McKerney. Fed across, tapped wide by Smith, who just had to get throw a one-handed stick poke at it into the corner. Burgess to center, knocked out neatly by Stout out of the air, settled it, but then it was poked away from him. He goes back to claim it, gets dumped right in front of the Quinnipiac bench. Bobcats stick handling out of their own zone. It's Davidson. On the move, near side neutral zone, Davidson in. On his backhand, poked away by Manley. He gets roughed up in the corner. Helped near side by Jerry. Out to center it goes and all the way down. Will it have the legs for icing? No. A rolling puck will be gathered by Fortunato. Just lobbing it up the board's far side. Tipped in deep. Prisky. He'll skate it down in the far corner. Trying to dangle around Manley. That's broken up. Now Tufto in the corner. He's wrapped up by Manley but gets free. Odin Tufto. 3 goals and 5 assists already on the season. Fortunato walking in. And there were plenty of bodies in front of Perry. That one didn't have a great chance of getting in. There's just too much traffic in front of the RPI goal. Fed far side. Manley trying to track it down. Manley helped off the wall there by Riley. And now towards the blue line by Burgess. On for York. York 1-on-2 will chip in. Trying to skate around Fortunato, gets there first. Troy York battling, waits for reinforcements. They come in the form of Liljegren. Liljegren kicking at it far side corner. He's wrapped up now by Fortunato. Minute 50 to go in the second, a 3-3 game. Liljegren using his body to shield the puck, works it back to the point before cycling it down low. Whiffen has a man on his back, that's Dwayne. Whiffen hands it off there. Harris in, shot off the glove of Shortridge from close range. Now a centering pass looking for Whiffen. His stick was tied up nicely by Dwayne. Engineers work it deep. And we get a whistle here finally and a stoppage. 1:26 to go in period number 2. And a face-off coming in the Quinnipiac end. For the way this game ended, you have to really credit RPI for how they've rebounded. They gave up 2 quick goals, but really didn't look in the game, but now they certainly do. And for good portions of the second period have looked like the better team. Despite the shot disparity, does not tell the story. Quinnipiac shot blocking has more to do with that. And now a chance to break. A 2-on-1 for Quinnipiac. Whalen in with Martin. Drop pass. Great sliding poke check. Not out of the woods yet. As the Engineers do come back and claim the puck near side. Orval doesn't know where it is. Takes a whack from Pieper. And now back comes Whalen again. It was a sliding poke check. I think it was Prapavesis. And now a shot by Pieper and a masked save from Perry. Hayhurst stick handling through center, trying to get away from a couple of Bobcats and does. Hayhurst in. A shot coming. Saved by Shortridge. Rebound in front. Wilson a shot. That one hit bodies. And it's picked up and cleared on the carry by Martin. Into the zone for Jelly. Twisting and turning. He put it wide on the backhand. 46 seconds to go in the period. It's been a wild one. Prapavesis on the move. Near side, he's wrapped up. And the puck is out to center by the way of the stick of Paulino, who just lobs it to this Quinnipiac line, but right back in come the Bobcats. Stand up hit there by Wilson. And now maybe one more rush here. Ahead for Tyrannese. Tyrannese in, a shot. He missed the top right corner. Fans standing there momentarily, looking for that go-ahead goal. Now knocked out of the air the other way. Tyrannese, he finds it in the high slot. 10 seconds to go in the period. Reisinger, whistle. I didn't hear it. Were they offside? Must be. 5.8 to go in the second. I do not know what the, oh, it was a penalty. Roughing is the call on Riley with 5.8 seconds left in the period. I completely missed it. So we have a penalty on Riley. It's a rough. So that was the cost of the whistle. I didn't even see it. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Engineers are headed back the other direction on a potential odd man break. Look, it was 3-on-2, but the penalty will stop that. This is the 5th power play chance for Quinnipiac, and they'll put some more time back on the clock. 7.5 seconds to boot. So here comes your power play. One back to the Bobcats, 5 to go in the period. One-timer off the post from Pieper. And now another shot hit a body, but that would have gone after the horn. And that will do it for the frame. RPI tying things up. A 3-3 game in that second period. We'll have a full recap after my interview with RPI Hockey Operations Coordinator Noah Siegel. Talked to him before the game. That'll be our intermission interview that we'll get to here. So your score after 2 is RPI 3 and Quinnipiac 3. You're listening to live coverage of RPI Hockey 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.
Saves in the second period. And then we should be the Quinnipiac by 9 and Hickory and goal to 12. And just barely 9 saves, Hickory and 23 saves for the Carrier. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Purchase the puck for the Dunkin' Donuts Chuckle Puck Competition. Come on down. Here's the boards and let's get ready. First, the puck closest to Sarah Rice at the end of it all wins the gift certificate to Dunkin' Donuts. You got them. Let's see them in 3, 2, 1.
Before the Saints tied it up on a goal by Joe Sullivan. But here we are, the Engineers and Bobcats, Quinnipiac in their road blues with the gold or yellow striping. Engineers in their new home whites with the red shoulders, red and black stripes on the sleeves, red and black stripes on the socks. Red helmets, Chase Perry in net for RPI, and it will be Keith Petruzzelli, a freshman from Wilbraham, Mass. 1-1 record, 907 save percentage, 338 goals against. The Detroit Red Wings draft choice, playing against another Detroit Red Wings draft pick in Chase Perry, and we are underway here in period number 1. RPI and Quinnipiac. Loose puck in the RPI zone, glove down over there, and worked to the low dot, poked away from the stick of Craig Martin, and the Engineers will skate it to center. Flipped in off the wall by Emil Orval. Stopped up there by Fortunato, former BU Terrier. It's gloved down by Martin, and the Bobcats are offside as it was gloved across the line from neutral ice, and both teams will get changes here. Just 29 seconds in. RPI and Quinnipiac from the Houston Fieldhouse. Engineers host Princeton tomorrow. Tigers are currently in Schenectady. as we get a whistle here, and we'll do the face-off again. Face-off in the Quinnipiac zone. Troy York in to take it for the Engineers, freshman from Plano, Texas. He was Rookie of the Week in the ECAC hockey a couple weeks ago after putting up a 3-point week, included a couple of points against RIT. Bobcats look to break to center, moving into the zone. It'll be swept aside. Taking a crack at it there was Chuksta, and it'll be out of play here. Carlos Chuksta, Latvian native, has 4 points already from the blue line. You see him jump into the attack there. Something that you expect from him. He's only a sophomore, but the San Jose Sharks pick has shown himself to be a nuisance here last year in this against the Engineers when Quinnipiac swept RPI. Here's a shot from the top of the circle. Easy glove save for Chase Perry, and he will hold on to it there. We'll draw it up again. Perry, numbers are better than his record. 2.82 goals against, 917 save percentage, an 0-4-2 record on the year in 6 starts. This is his 7th. He was pulled early from the Clarkson game when he gave up 2 goals on 8 shots in the opening 7-14. Matt Harris from behind his own goal finds.
Another NCAC action, all at the end of the second period. Clarkson throwing it out 2. Cookie 201. Cornell leads starting at 2-0.
And now to the point, trying to keep it alive. Jerry knocks it down. Will it be a high stick is the question. Well, we won't know the answer as he fanned on it, and Whalen plays it back the other way. In front, saved by Perry, loose to the corner. And now turning with it, a shot. That one skips wide. Shot and a save by Perry, he holds on.
Hey, fall off the ball win 10 cut stakes and 10% off with your RPI staff or sleep night.
And we get a stoppage in play.
Like this is only found at Texas Roadhouse, 105 Wolfville and Callahan. Come on out, wine with us.
Shots are 30-12 Bobcats with 17:36 left in the third period. Face off to the left of Chase Perry. One shot by Shiplow, save. Rebound pops wide of the goal. That was Aldsworth trying to jam it in. And now the bouncing puck at center. Turned back around by Quinnipiac. They have to wait for their man to get back on side. In doing so, Polino tripped up at the line as well. Bobcats are onside now into the zone, although it's forced to center by Riley. Race for it here. Back to pick it up there is Chuksta. He lobs to center. RPI dumps it back in. Thought Orval was offside, but no. He'll be allowed to play the puck in deep. Broken up by Hayhurst near side with York just out of his reach, and now Aldsworth back the other way. Aldsworth on the move into the RPI zone. His shot skims wide. Far side slap shot deflected into the netting, and we will eventually get a whistle. There it is. 3-3 RPI and Quinnipiac. We play in the third period. 16:45 left in it. Bobcats now 2 for 5 on the man advantage after that penalty, which most of it was spent here in this third period, ended. Now Liljegren, as they're tossing t-shirts into the crowd in front of me. Shot wide from Liljegren. Nearly caught Shortridge with his glove. A little too low there. Now Dwayne trying to jump on a loose puck. Whiffen gets there first. He flips it high off the glass, but not out of the zone. And is pinching up the wall there was Whalen to keep it alive. Whalen trying to dig it out of some skates. Their correction, I'll make that Germain. And now behind the goal, Prapavesis. He'll try and turn it near side for Jelly. Keeps it in. Fed down low by Forchuk. Backhanded deeper by Dwayne. And now Whiffen roughs up Germain. 3-3 RPI and Quinnipiac here. Stolen away by Grant, but his pass is intercepted by Dwayne. He works it back to the point. Fortunato walking in. Shot was blocked by some skates. Fortunato picks it up again, and we get a penalty on Quinnipiac in the offensive zone. It's going to be a slash. That's the call of the night, folks. 15:51 to go in the third. RPI is going back on the power play. Nick Germain is the guilty party this time. As Quinnipiac had RPI a little bit bottled up for about a minute or so, and they weren't able to clear, and looked like Brandon Fortunato was going to have an opportunity from the point, but a slashing call on Germain will turn into an RPI power play. Wilson across, Harris back to Burgess, walking in, his shot went wide. Harris at the far point once more, being hassled there, and it'll be deflected out to center. Burgess back to neutral ice to claim it. He'll work it back to Wilson in his zone. On for Owen Stout. Plenty of youth out there for RPI in this power play. A sophomore, well, 2 sophomores, but really 3 of them who haven't played in the NCAA hockey before, and Wilson, as it's wrapped in off of a stick out of play. 3 first-year players, I'll call them, Burgess, Polino, and Stout. We're out there with, Burgess, Harris, and Stout out there with Polino, the sophomore, and Wilson, the senior, but that becomes a moot point as they're now all sitting on the bench, and a new group out there for RPI's power play with the face-off in their own zone. However, Dwayne wins it cleanly. Here's Prisky at the near point. Wrister blocked in the air by Orval. That one comes down high off the glass behind the RPI goal. Quinnipiac backs off as they are killing a penalty. RPI's 5th opportunity of the night. They're 0 for 4. Riley will ring it in near side off the glass. Now a clearing effort, knocked down at center. No, it's fed all the way down, excuse me. And Perry with a fake pass was enough to keep Rafferty from chasing him behind the goal. He backs off in the neutral zone. Prapavesis crossing center, throws it off a boot. Second try, comes free to Hayhurst, who throws it off a skate as well. Shot in from center ice on goal. Perry has to turn it aside. Nothing doing so far in this RPI power play, which has 40 seconds left on it. Riley, a drop pass in his own zone. Who wants it? Hayhurst on for Liljegren. Stick handling in. He'll back it off the dasher. Far side comes down in the corner. Chuksta left it there. Chance to clear, and another job done by the Bobcats here. Their penalty kill looks much better than the 73.1%, which was their percentage coming in, suggests, as they've been blocking shots and getting in front of everything, and right now not allowing the Engineers in the zone. Chuksta in the corner. Steps away from the hit from Reisinger, trying to shovel it up the boards. 5 to go in the power play. As only one shot on that power play was Quinnipiac's. And we're going to get a face-off in the Quinnipiac zone as the power play is over. And the whistle went for a frozen puck in the corner. McKernan and John Richards chatting it up. And McKernan from Millbury, Mass. Asking what the weather was like in Callaway, Minnesota. Not too far from Fargo. And John Richards said not too much different from how it is here in Troy tonight. No, it's not that bad here tonight. Aldsworth, center of the RPI zone, carrying it far side. Wrapping around to the near side corner. Still Aldsworth. Threw it right onto the tape of Tyrannys. Will head back the other way. Evan Tyrannys on the move. Lobbing it into the near corner. 3-3 game. 13-19 to go in the third. RPI and Quinnipiac. RPI dug itself a hole early on, and now a near giveaway. Richards had a chance at it. Now he'll pick it up there. Has a man in front. Stout, but he just can't reach it. Trying to find him with a pass. Never did. Puck goes behind the goal. Now a shot coming. That's blocked on the try by Grant. Grant picks it up, working it down low. Centering pass intercepted by Aldsworth. Now Richards trying to pry it away from him, but it's Aldsworth skating to center. He'll cross the red line and dump it in to get a change. Wholesale changes for the Bobcats. RPI with the only 2 goals of that second period to make it 3-3 after Quinnipiac notched 3 in the first. Riley was the lone RPI goal scorer in the opening period. Will Riley slapping it near side, gathered in by the Bobcats. Here's Riley on the move near side, one hands it into the zone. Stopped up at the blue line, fed back to center. Stout will just lob it right back in for the Engineers. He was standing right by the RPI bench. Up the far side boards, broken up by Riley, helped on for Whiffen. Whiffen stick handling far corner. Whiffen still on it. Watched there by Prisky, hands it off for Burgess. Burgess trying to come off the wall with the puck, lost it. Now Landon Smith the other way. Landon Smith ahead, good connection there. In for McMaster. McMaster's roughed up as he makes his way to the end wall, taking over in that corner, and then shoving against the boards there was Liljegren. Puck comes free to the point. McKernan off a Whiffen's skate, he'll force it to center ice. Turned back the other direction. McMaster has Landon Smith with him. Sliding attempt there by Riley to try and break up what could have been a 2-on-1 down low. The pass never came, and now it's corralled by Burgess. Todd Burgess, 5 assists on his young career in 8 games. A good start production-wise from Burgess, as it's gloved down at the Quinnipiac blue line by Martin. Polino trying to battle for it. Hayhurst there as well, just off the bench, and finally RPI regathers in their own zone. It's Manley across. Harris will dump in, and a whistle. What's the call here? They're discussing something, where the faceoff should go. Shots are 32-13 Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac starting goalie, freshman Keith Petrozelli, was chased from this game after 29 minutes and 6 seconds. Andrew Shortridge replaced him. He has had only to make 2 saves, one in the second, one in the third. Petrozelli made 8 stops while giving up the 3 goals. That's why, well, one of the reasons why he's out of there. The third being not necessarily his fault in the end. We looked at the video. It came off of a Quinnipiac skate. Liljegren shot it off of Quinnipiac skating in. Can't completely fault him. He wasn't tight to that near post. Anyway, back to action here. RPI dumping in. 11 minutes to go in the third period. A 3-3 game. Hayhurst. He'll shovel it into the far corner. Polino there. Twisting and turning. Polino trying to get free. A couple assists for him tonight. Trying to feed it in front. Hayhurst will eventually pick it up. Not in the shooting area. He'll hand it off to Wilson rather. Bouncing puck towards goal. Shortridge will cover. And again, this has been a much more even game since the opening few minutes. Engineers looked a little bit shell-shocked in the beginning of this game, and you wondered if it wasn't going to be their night, but they've proven over even a short period of time here in this early part of the season, they are a team that will not give up. And they've pulled their way back to even. Prapavesis faking a shot at the point. He'll carry in along the boards. He'll stop at the half wall. Prapavesis still on the puck, shielding it away from his man, really just frustrating him. And now he sits on top of the puck as he was upended. That was Forchuk. He was just holding the puck away from him. And a sizable mismatch there for Prapavesis, even though he listed just 6'1", Forchuk just 5'8". He was able to just pin the puck off of him. Anyway, the Bobcats eventually clear, but the Engineers are headed right back into the zone. Tierney gathers far side, top of the circle, pulls it back, fed near side, a little bit too far out in front of Prapavesis. It leaves the zone. RPI will regather at center. Off the skates of Reisinger, fed back towards the RPI line. Prapavesis had a little bit of trouble with it, but eventually gets it to Burgess, who backhands it into the zone. Gathered there by Rafferty. Not much going on so far in this third period, really to speak of. But the Engineers have had the better of the territorial play, spending most of the time in the offensive zone or neutral ice. Shot in by Stout rather. Rafferty, far side corner, gave it away to Stout. Thrown in front. Good defensive positioning by the centerman Davidson. Right where you're supposed to be, helping out as he just swatted that centering feed away from danger. Davidson back on it now for the Bobcats. Lobbed in the air. Glove down by Aldsworth. In on goal. Perry will flip it aside. It wasn't traveling very quickly. Now a shot blocked. High slot. Chuksta's shot was blocked by Manley. Not when he took on the forearm. Didn't look like it felt very good. Puck out to center. Bobcats are offside. Looked like they touched the puck, but we don't get a whistle. Now they move back in an onside position. Engineers lob it back to center. Chuksta will dump it right back in. Charlie Manley back to pick it up for RPI. No points in 7 games for the sophomore after he had a goal and assist last year. Nearly given away by the Engineers near side. Manley gets dumped. Liljegren lost it. Man walking in front. Good tie up by York as Landon Smith looked like he was all alone. Now he'll take a short angle shot and the rebound goes behind the cage. Smith and the Bobcats trying to turn things back in their favor here. Riley has Smith wrapped up. Handed off for Aldsworth. Or make it McMaster rather. Across. McKiernan. Back to Chuksta. That popped off his stick. York can't corral. Manley finds York, and he's out to center. RPI getting a much-needed change. 8 minutes to go in the third. A 3-3 game. RPI and Quinnipiac from the Houston Fieldhouse. Shot all the way down the ice. Whalen will beat off any chance of a icing call that may have been. Whalen turning in the circle, shooting, saved by Perry, rebound again. Perry makes the stop, and Hayhurst picks it up in the corner. Puck behind the goal, it's Wilson. Takes a hit behind the cage. Tough toe, and a whistle, and a penalty. Tripping is the call. It'll go on the Bobcats. 6:09 to play in the third, and RPI will go on its 6th power play. Tripping on Tanner McMaster, and that's another offensive zone penalty for Quinnipiac. The stoppage will also warrant a cleaning of the ice here with 7:45 up. That was our first stoppage after the 10-minute mark. As I mentioned, it's the 6th power play. Want to get to this because I didn't have a chance to earlier, but big football game tomorrow. RPI taking on Union for the Dutchman Shoes Trophy. It doesn't get better than that, bigger than that on a regular RPI football schedule, but when the Engineers are playing for the Liberty League title and a chance at their first NCAA tournament appearance since 2007. It becomes that much bigger. Now Union last week had a chance to make this game really mean something for the Dutchmen. If they would have beaten Ithaca last Saturday, this would have been a winner takes the Liberty League championship game. Now, with Union losing to the Bombers 20-3 last Saturday, it took them out of contention for the league title. Now it's either RPI's with a win or Ithaca's with an RPI loss. That takes place over in Schenectady tomorrow at noon. Kurt Stott, Bob Conway will be there. And I wanted to get to that during that stoppage because I don't know if I had another chance to tell you about that. But big game for Coach Ralph Isernia and the RPI football club, as they will be taking on the Dutchmen tomorrow, looking for their 5th straight Dutchman Shoes victory over another improved, and we get a whistle here, a horn. We'll do this again. Face-off coming up in the Quinnipiac zone. 6 RPI power play, a 3-3 game here. On the flip of that coin, RPI trying to exercise the Bobcat demons that have haunted them since 2010. 14 straight without a win against Quinnipiac, as the Bobcats fired all the way down off the draw. Engineers with only 13 shots on goal, but they've scored on 3 of those, which is why we're tied. Whiffing into the zone, flipped in by Polino. Chuksta, near side. Great breakup by Polino. Now he's trying to find it, and a second effort gets the job done, as McKernan will shoot it down. Anyway, big-time implications tomorrow at noon. RPI hockey in action tonight and tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Princeton comes to town. And the the Tigers are currently tied with Union over in Schenectady 1-1. We're tied here as well, as Liljegren tried to keep it in, and the Bobcats clear again. Under 7 to go in the 3rd period, halfway through the 6th RPI power play. RPI 0-4-5 on the night. As it's played by Hayhurst, on for Liljegren, touch pass Prapavesis. He couldn't corral. Fortunato will carry behind the goal and try to clear, knocked down there by Riley. Played up the boards. Here's Hayhurst. Maybe the Engineers can capitalize on this botched clear towards the near point. Liljegren's going to try and track it down. He'll move it back out to center ice and instead of trying to keep it. Now another clearing effort all the way down from the Bobcats. This is what most of the power plays have been like for RPI tonight. Haven't really been able to get too much started. 2 of them they had in that 2nd period. RPI did possess the puck for a good amount of time in the offensive zone, but when they did, the Bobcats did a great job of blocking shots. Puck to the far point. Riley keeps it in. Glove down by Hayhurst. That one he can't keep in the zone, and a chance to break shorthanded for Whalen. A shorthanded breakaway. Shot went wide. Rebound in front, and is pushed wide again. A shorthanded try that time for Alex Whalen, and now RPI back the other way. A shot by Tyranese. Rebound! Covered up by Shortridge. That's what you see a lot of times. If there's a shorthanded chance one way and the team doesn't score, you're going to have numbers the other way, and that's what it turned into for RPI. Tyranese took a slap shot from the top of the left circle. Shortridge made the save. He made the rebound, and now they're throwing an ad up on the scoreboard to the chagrin of all the fans here who don't like that at all. They were showing a replay of the RPI chance, and there was a big sign in the way. Anyway, action here. Penalty about to expire, and it's over. Engineers still on the attack, however. Now Tufto, far side, trying to clear to center. Broken up nicely by Harris, who stood his ground at the red line. And the Engineers dump it right back in, although Quinnipiac has plenty of time to possess from behind their own goal. Odin Tufto, down the middle of the ice. Near side connection. Broken up by Wilson. Engineers flip it back out to center. 5:08 to go in the 3rd. Rafferty across. Hands it off there for Jelly. And now dumped in by McMaster. Runs into a couple Engineers on his way into the zone. Broken up there. Tufto redirects. It was a nasty redirect off the side of the net. I think it was McMaster. Now McMaster tries a chance to pick it up, but can't. Fed to center. Chance for a 2-on-1 for RPI. Whiffing on the move. Whiffing in. Looking for the top right corner. And that one caroms out of the zone the other way. Now a 2-on-2. Tufto in with Smith, and he pulls up at the far wall waiting for help. Shot near side through Davidson, and now York had a step on Davidson. He'll move it into the zone all by himself. Takes a hit from behind from Fortunato. Not enough to warrant a penalty. Now a pass off of Hayhurst in the air, out of play. And we all get a much-needed stoppage. 4:17 to go in the third. You're listening to RPI Hockey on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. Also simulcast on RPI TV. We welcome all of you joining us from wherever you are, across the country, maybe even across the world. RPI and Quinnipiac Hockey. We've had a good one here. 3-3 game, 4:16 to go. Center ice draw, pushed ahead by Emil Orval, younger brother of Jesper Orval, who not in the lineup tonight, both from Halmstad, Sweden. Orval picked up an assist in last Saturday's 4-4 tie with St. Lawrence. Engineers have 3 ties already, really should be 4 if you consider that the Niagara game, the Engineers lost with less than a second in that game in overtime. But as it stands, 1-4-3 overall record for RPI, trying to improve on that tonight against a team that's been a substantial thorn in their side for a number of years, the 16th ranked Quinnipiac Bobcats, who are also looking for their first league win, although they only have 2 conference games under their belts. They're 0-2, a couple losses to Colgate and Cornell last weekend. Center ice draw, swatted into the Quinnipiac zone. Bobcats gather and chip it deep. Will Riley trying to get there. Whalen on the move. Rubbed off the puck by Riley. They both go down behind the cage. Lob to center, high off the glass. Puck goes trickling towards the end line. Wave off the icing. Chukska has to wrap it around to the far side. Now to center on the move. It's dumped in by Martin. Bouncing puck goes into the near corner. Wilson behind. Picked up by Pieper on the other side. Now to the point. Fortunato trying to shovel it up the wall. He's tied up by a couple Engineers. Polino lost his stick for a second. Now he has it again. Tyranny's across. And now Emil Orval. Center ice. Little flip to the near corner. RPI will get a change. 3:20 to go. Tyranny's throws a hit in the corner. Bobcats out the far side. Off a body. Trying to turn it around quickly. It's Evan Tyranny's. Into the zone. Has a man trailing. Prapavesis. Shoulder fake. Lost the puck. He'll pick it up again. Prapavesis on the move. Turns away in the near corner. Still Prapavesis. To the slot. One-timer Tyranny's. Shot by Reisinger. And a third effort there from John Richards. But he couldn't get much on it, and Shortridge covers up. A wonderful effort there. Tyranny's with good vision to find the man trailing. Prapavesis did his whatever it is he does, just eating up defenders and time in the offensive zone before finding a teammate. And it was a fine feat indeed, as he found Tyranny's in the slot. His shot was blocked. Reisinger had a crack, so did Richards, but in the end, Shortridge covers. Tie up on the dot. Jerry fell down, and it's picked up by Prisky. 2:53 to go in the third. Davidson ahead, too far out in front of Dwayne. Tommy Grant slaps it to the near side. Engineers seem to have found themselves since those early period troubles they had way back in the first, realizing that they can play on the level of this Quinnipiac club. Dwayne takes a hit in the corner. Puck to the point, redirected by Davidson. Still loose, another save by Perry, and he's gonna cover, I think. No, the puck's in the corner, we play on. To the point, Perry finds his stick. Prisky Arister, that one's blocked. Diving poke check, no. Prisky again, makes a move. Prisky in front, and the shot gets blocked away. Shot to center, and the Engineers survive. 2 minutes to go. Rafferty ahead. Prisky bottled up at the blue line, but he gets the puck in the zone. Bouncing in the circle towards the point, just onto the bench. McKernan, he'll stop there. Backdoor feed, broken up by Perry into the netting. We have loose sticks in the zone. We have chances all around. Chase Prisky, absolutely denied. After the initial shot, you're seeing Perry, if you're watching, of course, that is. Don't want to do injustice to the folks listening. Chase Perry scrambling all around the crease. Tommy Grant was there to help. And together, the Engineers kept it out. Smith now off the draw, back to the point. Rister coming from Chuksta, that skips away. Smith centering all the way through. Big time hit by Harris on Smith. Puck to center. Chance for Liljegren to break. Has Whiffen with him. Liljegren on the move. Walking in front. He Victor Liljegren drove the net and stuffed it home. And the Engineers have the lead 4-3. Second goal of the night for Victor Liljegren. He had a man with him. It was Whiffen. And the Quinnipiac defender really did a good job taking away the pass. Liljegren, he tucked it in far post. What a shot by Liljegren. Even better than I thought the first time. The Stockholm, Sweden native. His second goal of the game. And fourth of the year. We'll have a timeout, Quinnipiac, with 1:32 to go. Engineers trying to end this drought against the Bobcats. And trying to do it in dramatic fashion. It was a nifty shot. I thought he jammed it in the near post. He was skating in the right wing, Liljegren, but he flicked that one far post. Now, what could they possibly be reviewing here? There's your goal. There's nothing to review here. This should be the quickest review in the history of hockey. 1:32 to go. Victor Liljegren appears to have given RPI a 4-3 lead, and that's a good goal. All the review did, in my opinion, was give the Engineers fans a chance to cheer again at the referee pointing to center ice. Anyway, RPI with a 4-3 lead, and we only have to go back to last Saturday to know. And the Engineers have a chance to really redeem themselves from the St. Lawrence game where they had a 4-3 and let a 4-3 lead slip away in the final minute. They'll get a chance to do it again, although this time not on the kill, at least for the time being. Shortridge off with 1:20 left. Extra attacker on for the Bobcats. Shot coming, blocked in the air. Loose puck goes behind the cage. 1:20 when the netminder left. Shortridge, 6-on-5 hockey here. 1 minute to go in the third period. Puck behind the RPI net. To the near side, Whalen. A wrister, saved by Perry. And he takes a quick look behind him. And he holds on, 51.2 to go. Shots are 39-18. And we're going to have a face-off in the RPI zone. 4-3 RPI. 51.2 left. Our draw, which the Bobcats have had the better of tonight by a 39-20 margin. The shots are 39-18 Quinnipiac, so almost right in line with the shots of the face-offs. And RPI wins a big one there, back into the corner. Chance to try and get it out of the zone. It's not kept by Prisky. Liljegren chasing after it. It'll go in deep. And an ice on the Engineers. And Liljegren was eyeing that. He was eyeing the hat trick, which he does not have. It would be a natural hat trick if Liljegren was to get the empty netter. He has the last two in this one at 9:24 the second and 18:28 of the third. Victor Liljegren scoring the last two for RPI to make it 4-3. Puck up the boards. Back into the corner it goes. Pieper battling there. Over to help out is Tufto to the point for Prisky. Tufto looks to cycle it down low. McMaster, far side Pieper, 24 to go in the third. Digging forward is Tierney, has it pinned up against the boards, tries to kick it out. Polino a chance to clear, and he does! And they're going to break to center. It may be the natural hat trick. Liljegren walking in! It's a natural natural hat trick for Victor Liljegren with 9 seconds to go, and RPI is going to win this one. It's 5-3. Goodness, what a comeback for RPI. And Liljegren goes right to the man who gave him the puck, Polino. 5-3 RPI. The Engineers will end a 14-game unbeaten streak against Quinnipiac tonight. Chooks on his own zone. 5 to go, all the way down the ice. And we'll wave off the icing. Down 3-1 late in that first period. Quinnipiac, a power play goal by Craig Martin, made it 3-1 with a little over a minute to go in the first. And RPI fans maybe said, here we go again with Quinnipiac, but no. Jacob Hayers at 7:24, the second made it 3-2. Victor Liljegren tied it up at 9:24, the second from Troy York. And then Liljegren gave RPI the lead with 18:28. And you're going to hear it again, Liljegren with a natural hat trick, his first career hat trick, and the first hat trick since 2014. Riley Bourbonnais against the Dutchman of Union College here at the Houston Fieldhouse. Liljegren with the empty net goal at 19:51 to seal the deal, and RPI picks up its first league win, and RPI head coach Dave Smith picks up his first ECAC hockey win in dramatic fashion here against the Quinnipiac Bobcats. What a finish for RPI. Quickly, our offensive and defensive engineers of the game. Offensive engineer of the game has to be Victor Liljegren. The game-tying goal, the game-winning goal, the natural hat trick. Victor Liljegren is your offensive engineer of the game, defensive engineer of the game. We will go with Chase Perry, 36 saves on the night. He stayed in there. Even after giving up a goal, he might have wanted back that second one. He fought his way back. He gave up 3 in the first, but shut down the Bobcats, stopping 9 in the second, all 13 shots in the third. Fantastic from the Engineers. They pick up the win. They improve to 2-4-3 overall, 1-3-1 in ECAC hockey play. The 16th ranked Quinnipiac Bobcats drop to 3-4-1, 3-0 in ECAC hockey play. And RPI has Princeton coming to town tomorrow night, and that one is over, or excuse me, in overtime, I beg your pardon. 3-3 Quinnipiac, or excuse me, 3-3 Princeton and Union. They're an OT in Schenectady. Before we go, we'd like to thank the RPI Union, which provides funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. Reminder, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org. You can pick up our broadcasts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as long as we are broadcasting. You can provide that broadcast on our internet feed. Once again, it's WRPI.org. I'd like to thank our inboarders back at the station. I know we had some trouble early on, but we're glad we were able to get on for the second and third, and you're able to hear the tremendous finish from the Houston Fieldhouse. Our next WRPI sports broadcast is tomorrow at noon. As I mentioned, the Dutchman Shoes Trophy game. Engineers playing for a league title against the Dutchman in Schenectady. 12 o'clock start. That's Kurt and Bob. And we'll be back here with RPI and Princeton 7 o'clock. Our next hockey broadcast is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock against Princeton. Once again, we'd like to thank you for listening to tonight's game. Once again, your final score was RPI 5 and Quinnipiac 3. This has been live coverage of RPI hockey on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.